I have officially boarded the hype train. Choo choo! I am on board for this book.
Hi there book friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Megan and today I am coming at you with a spoiler-free review of this beautiful book up here, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And this book is gorgeous on the outside and it is gorgeous on the inside as well. It is beautifully written and I really enjoyed this book a lot, and you've probably seen it around BookTube because that's how I saw it. It's been everywhere and it's being made into a movie is what I hear, so that sounds really exciting. And if you don't know anything about this book, I'm going to give you a brief description of it and then go into what I liked about it and some of the things that I thought could have been improved, and just talk about this book but without giving away any spoilers. So first I want to say that this book is inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement, and because of that it has an all-black cast, and this is the only book in my life that I have ever read that has an entirely black cast, and I just thought that that was so amazing and such a cool and great idea for a book, and I was just really happy to have been able to read this beautiful book. And in the back, Tomi Adeyemi actually says some things about the Black Lives Matter movement, and it almost made me cry actually. And I would definitely recommend everybody to read this book if you were a fan of fantasy, because it is definitely worth a read, and the hype for this book, it is deserving of it. I will say that for sure. I know it's been all over BookTube and people have been talking about it a lot, but definitely go check this book out from the library or whatever, but just somehow get a hold of it and read it and give it a chance, because it is totally worth a read. So this book starts off with the Magi, who are the oppressed people, and they used to have magical powers, but they don't have their magical abilities anymore because the gods or goddesses had them taken away for some reason. We're not sure why, but because of that, when our main characters were children, their mother was killed because the king of this land had a raid placed on all the Magi because he was worried about the powers of these people and he didn't want them to overtake them again. But now that they didn't have any abilities and they were weak, he went in and he slaughtered all the adult Magi who used to have magical abilities but don't anymore. They were all slaughtered, and our main character's mother was killed in that. How the magic system works in this was really interesting. We have 10 different clans and they each have their own ability. You've got the Winder clan, you've got the Water clan, Fire, the Reaper clans, etc. One of the reasons that I love the magic system as well is because it's not as scientific based as a lot of other magic systems are. I love those magic systems as well, but this one is based on African gods and goddesses and their mythology, and that was really great to see because I do see a lot of Greek mythology and Western gods and pantheons mythology, and this was just really interesting to learn a little bit more, and I'm really excited to read the next book in this series to learn more about the magic system, because I feel like we have so much more to expand on and there's so much more that we can learn about this world, and I'm just really excited to see what else we can learn about this world and its gods and goddesses and its magic system. The magic system definitely gave me Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes. It reminded me a lot of that series, which isn't a bad thing. I love that series, so the fact that it kind of takes a little bit from that just made me like this book even more. And apparently the author Tomi Adeyemi loves that series as well, so that's one of the reasons why it kind of reminded me of that. But this also takes place in West Africa, which is a really cool idea for a setting, and it was a really gorgeous setting to read about, and I loved the description. It was very visual. It was so easy to just get lost in the story. So we start off in this book and we follow 3 points of views. We have Zelie, who is our main protagonist, and her mother, as I mentioned, was killed in the raid 11 years previous. She has a brother, Tazan, and they're living under the rule of the royalty, and so we start off the book with them, and I really liked her character. She was definitely a good, strong female protagonist. I did have a few issues with some of the things she did later in the book, but I can't say that without giving away spoilers. Also, she did feel very real, and I enjoyed her struggles and flaws, and I just enjoyed her character. It was very fun to read. And Tazan, we don't ever get to read from his point of view, and that's something that I would have liked to have seen more in this book because I really liked her older brother. I really wanted to be able to read from his point of view, and so I'm hoping maybe in the next book that we can see some things from his point of view. Because we also follow two other POVs, and that is Amara and Anan, and they are brother and sister as well. Amara and Anan are the prince and princess of the royalty, so they are the son and daughter of the evil tyrant king, and Amara is a really interesting character, and I love her character progression in the first book. I love seeing her character grow throughout the book, and I can't wait to see how she changes within the next few books as well. And Amara doesn't like what her father is doing, so she pretty much becomes the kind of runaway princess within like the second or third chapter. I loved her character. She was one of my favorite characters in this book. And then we have her brother Anan, who definitely gave me Prince Zuko vibes. He had this real internal struggle going on between what was good and evil and his morality, and I really liked seeing that. Although there was something that happened at the end that I did not like that he did, so that was frustrating, and I kind of wanted to punch him in the face. So those are all the main characters in this series, and I'm just going to talk about the plot a little bit now. The plot was fantastic. This is a high-paced, fast-paced novel. It just goes from one spot to the next. You think you know what's going to happen, and then boom, everything changes, and you're like, what? What just happened? It just changed so fast. So that was something that I really liked about this book. Very, very action-packed. We do have some quieter moments in which we get to see some character progression, which is what I enjoyed as well. But I do love a good plot and some fun action scenes. The action scenes were written very well. The whole book was written exquisitely. Tomi Adeyemi's writing style is gorgeous, and it was such a pleasure to read, I'll say that. We also do have some romance in this book, which wasn't my favorite part of it. We have two different romance. We have one that's a slower burn, which I love to see. Those are some of my favorite romance tropes, I guess. But one of them it just happened so fast that I was kind of shocked, and it kind of took me by surprise. So the romance wasn't my favorite aspect of the book. I felt like it could have been done better, and we could have had more in the next books. But I will talk more about that in another video whenever I film my spoiler review for this book. I will say I love this book, and the ending was great. I did not see, there's a bit of a plot twist that I did not see coming. It was fantastic, and I was totally shocked by it. Overall, I love this book. I did have like an issue here or there, and I can't really go into all of the little things that I found a little bit irksome with this book. Just there was like a few points without giving away spoilers, so that'll be for another video that I'll have up soon if you've read this book and you want to see more of what I thought about this book. But overall, it was a fantastic read, and I would highly suggest this book to everybody, and I am excited for the next book in the series. I'm also excited to see how the movie goes when that gets into production, or how that's gonna go. I hope that it all goes well for the movie, because this would be fantastic to see. So that is all for this video. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry if I was a little bit rambly at times. I still haven't done a lot of book reviews, so I'm getting better and better as I practice. So yeah, so thank you for watching this video. Give it a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe down to my channel below if you want more bookish content from me. And that is all for now. So